How's it going, everyone? SavageSkull here. I'm SavageSkull, and today we're going to talk about good controller designs versus bad controller designs. Which controllers work and which ones don't. And today I wanted to focus on everyone's favorite gaming company right now, Nintendo. Nintendo has had some really good controllers. We've also had some really bad controllers in the past, so that is what we're going to jump into today. Let's go. Let's start off with the controller I think is the best from Nintendo, well, one of the best, and is the console that I started off when I first got into playing video games. That is none other than the GameCube. I'm using a Nintendo Switch one because this is the only one I could find, but the GameCube controller is definitely one of my favorite controllers ever designed. It feels good to hold, it's just the right amount of weight, and the button placement is perfect. You feel like this A button is more important because it's bigger, which is the one you'll use the most in pretty much every game, regardless of whether it's a Nintendo game or not. You use the A button more, so why shouldn't it be bigger? It should be the biggest button here. And also, it just feels good, but the best thing about this controller has got to be those nice triggers. The way when you push them down, they feel like they're actually doing something with the full range of motion of the GameCube triggers. This design is perfect. Which begs the question, Nintendo, how do you go from a design like the GameCube's, which is perfect in almost every way, the way it feels, its weight, the triggers especially, the buttons, the size of the buttons, the shapes of those buttons, and then you go to the Wii controller. This is not optimal. This is just a stick. Speaking of stick, there are no joysticks on this either. You have to use a wired joystick. You have to add a joystick onto yourself. Just think about that for a second. You're using this, and you're playing a next-gen Nintendo Switch Nintendo game. Can you imagine trying to play Breath of the Wild with this? Sure, you can plug in one joystick, but that's all you get. Trying to access the menu. The motion controls are everywhere because they haven't been perfected yet, so it's just kind of awkward. No, I couldn't. I honestly don't know if any new era Nintendo game would work with this controller. It's not that good. I think the real problem I have with this controller is the fact that it's not fun to hold. Even like this, it feels awkward, especially when you're playing games like Mario Kart Wii where you have to hold it like this, and there's nothing to hit your palms unless you're holding the Wiimote like this. It's absolutely crazy. And then if you add a joystick, it does absolutely nothing. I think another big problem with this controller is that they relied too heavily on motion controls, but it just isn't there yet. Which is why in a very, very old SavageSkull video, which I don't even recommend you watch, if you want to, that's fine. But I said that Mario Kart Wii was one of my least favorite Mario Kart games because the motion controls never really did it for me. I don't like using Mario Kart with motion controls. I like to use the joystick to feel my way around the track instead of having to use this, which didn't work half the time. Sometimes you'd end up tipping your Wiimote forward and it just wouldn't work. Which also begs the next question, how do you go from a design that is so flawed like this to creating probably the most innovative and best controller on the market right now? The only problem with the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons, though, is that they die and get drifty really, really fast. The only reason this one is on my desk is because it's not working right now, which is my only complaint with the controller. Other than that, it feels good to hold. It is technically still a stick like the Wii one, but this one has a joystick and is not like 9 inches long. It's small, it's compact, and there's just a ton of different ways you can use it, which is why I love the Nintendo Switch Joy-Cons. That's pretty much all I wanted to do in this video, just compare Nintendo controllers because Nintendo's really trending right now for the wrong reasons. But I'm super, super excited to play the new Legend of Zelda game, and thankfully, I don't have to play with a Wiimote. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to leave a like. And as always, I'll see you beautiful people on the flip side. Goodbye, everybody.